Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be talking about one of the best carries of the current meta. I would say CK and Spectre are number 1 and number 2 for me right now, at least in terms of heroes you should pick in your pubs. The win rates definitely show this, and honestly just some of the recent buffs have been so significant where it's hard to ignore these heroes. So let's actually get into it. If you don't know what Spectre was recently changed with, it reduces ulti by 20 seconds at level 1. Obviously at level 2 it's 10 seconds less as well. However, the main thing here is that at level 6 you can be super active. Also, something to understand about Spectre now is that the ulti is now Shadow Step and not Haunt. I think a lot of people just don't know this because Spectre hasn't been too popular as of late. Basically what the ability is the old Ags. You click a single target Haunt, you can go to that illusion, and then you can attack them. Then you have 5 to 7 seconds, depending on the level, to go back to that illusion and, essentially be safe. Basically, the most important thing to note is that you want to use this as much as you can to get assist gold and get active. The goal of Spectre is not to farm a lot, it's actually to fight a lot. This is, funny enough, one of the late game scaling heroes that actually wants to fight, oddly enough. It's very weird design, but honestly, this design is the reason why Spectre tends to have a high pub win rate. But let's get into it. I'm gonna stop rambling. Alright, before we get into the main part of the video, I do want to let you guys know that I'm not only posting videos here on YouTube, I also frequently post videos on the website. If you don't know what I'm talking about, almost every single day I'm posting a new video to the Game League website. We're going to teach you guys in depth about how to get to the next level. So if you want to become absolutely broken, click the link down below and sign up. Now in the early levels, Spectre's pretty tanky at 5 armor and good movement speed. You can get pretty aggressive. We actually see him get immediately aggressive on Axe, but that was mostly because the enemy PA support, yeah, you heard that right, PA support, whatever, was not in the lane immediately. So it's just good recognition from Olnit, one of the best carries in the world right now, that's who we're following, to go on the Axe. Other than that, Spectre can't really do too much early on, so don't go too crazy. Dagger is one of the worst abilities in the early game. Well, okay. It's not that it's that bad, the ability is okay, it gives a lot of movement speed change, but the problem with it is that it's a long cooldown for absurdly high mana, so essentially this hero, it's designed to just not do that much early on. That's why you typically don't skill your aggressive ability at level 2, right? Even though Desolate, 21 extra pure damage on an auto attack. The thing is, you need no one to be close to them, including creeps, and so, yeah, you just take Dispersion, and typically you play passive, keep the lane back, don't push the wave too much, right? Don't auto-attack the wave, just keep it where you want, pull aggro onto the range creep only when it's out of tower range, and be happy with just getting perfect CS. It's pretty easy to last it on this hero due to the good animation, but you do have pretty bad damage, so you gotta be a little careful about that. Now from there, we're gonna see a bit of an off-meta build from Olnit here. This is a thing people have done in the past, and it's Urn. The reason why Urn is decent on Spectre is your hero needs mana regen, it likes stats, its armor isn't too great, so the armor's okay, and then of course, you want to get active in the early game, and Urn makes a lot of sense with that, right? You're gonna get Urn charges with your ulti, now more than ever, and you need a little bit of extra damage typically in these early ganks to actually get the job done, right? Spectre lacks a lot of early game damage, but it wants to be active, so how do you solve that? Well, you buy an Urn, and this Urn lets you fight and help get kills. Also, if you happen to get kills, you can't really sustain the hero, right? It's not like you have lifesteal like a CK, or a Jug, or a Lifestealer, or a Slark. A lot of carries have built-in lifesteal. Actually, almost most of them do. And so, what do you do with Spectre? Well, the Urn's great, right? I definitely like this build quite a lot, because you win a fight, and then you click Urn. Now upcoming here, this is kind of the main thing you want to do as Spectre. This team fight isn't very clean, but that's not the point. You're not really looking for clean fights as Spectre. Obviously, it's great to get like nice pickoffs on the enemy carry, but this game that's pretty hard to gank Slark. And so what does he do? He sees his Bane setting up on a PA. Yes, it's a PA support, whatever, doesn't matter. It could be any hero. And he goes in, right? Just wants to try to help, clean up the kill, and then maybe look to get out, right? You can see at the last second, he goes back to his illusion, right? Which you can do. And so you want to try to get a quick kill, get assist gold, and then get out. This is best case scenario for the hero and what you should be looking for. And we'll see in this clip here, he gets pretty fortunate. He actually managed to get the dagger off on the PA here. This is pretty crazy. It hit the Grim, and he used it on the PA. So it killed PA, he finds the Grim as well, and obviously fighting here, this is where Spectre looks like a bot, and frankly the hero just isn't good, right? You're very good at killing supports. In terms of killing Vanguard heroes, you're not that good, but you can click dagger on them occasionally, and you can earn them, which is pretty good, and that's why the Urn is not bad. It lets you kill these tankier heroes, at least, sort of. Then from there, basically you want to look for lane creeps. If you can't farm your lane, find another lane. Don't jungle. The only time you should jungle is if there's like stacks. Other than that, it's complete garbage. Yeah, you can technically drag these two camps together in very difficult games and dagger them, but dagger is such a bad spell for farming because it's low damage and it's high mana. It's just so awful, and so you kind of have to farm lane creeps. So please guys, just look for lane creeps. Now this clip here is kind of weird, but as he's respawning, I guess he just didn't want to use his TP scroll, and so he just ulties on the Slark. Which is, I mean, it's bizarre, but sure. But yeah, as he goes on the Slark here, when he just realities to him, it shoots a dagger. You can see it takes 149 magic damage, which is, you know, the dagger, because then when he shoots another dagger, it does another 149. And so this is the way you kill people. Basically, you max dagger, so that when you shadow step on them, then you shoot another dagger. From there, he took the Arcane Ring, which might seem insane, but frankly, you kind of want something that gives mana. Arcane Ring is often the best choice. The Cult Bracelet, obviously still very good, even after all of the nerfs, because you just need mana, right? If you don't have mana, you won't be able to show up to team fights and your hero's gonna feel like garbage. So no matter what neutral items you have the choice between, you kind of have to take one of the mana items, and then when you're using your magic wand, drop your neutral item on the ground and use your magic wand, and that's how you're gonna sustain your mana for the most part. We'll see in this clip here, he's gonna shadow step in, and yeah, just always get active, guys. Kill, kill, kill. Assist, assist, assist. Assists give a lot of gold, they give quite a bit of XP, and they're gonna allow you to farm the lane after. Right, that's kind of almost the best part. It's like, oh, right, I killed this Primal Beast, we killed this Grimstroke, now I get to farm top lane. You know what my team's gonna do? They're gonna go keep trying to kill. I'm gonna drag the creep wave to a large camp, right? I'm gonna use my dispersion to farm it up, right? Get the creeps low, use the dagger, very nice, very efficient. Well, it's not that efficient, but it's Spectre, whatever. It's efficient for Spectre. Then what does he do? TP's bottom. It's like, oh, lane creeps. Yes, lane creeps. I need lane creeps. I love lane creeps. So he takes up the lane creeps, then he's gonna click his ulti and join the fight again. You can see, very simple concept, guys. You want to open areas by using your ulti and getting kills. Obviously, using your ulti well is something that I can't teach in this video. You just got to be good at Dota and know how strong you are in relation to the other heroes. That's not something I can teach through Spectre. Just know that Spectre doesn't do that much early on, and so you got to be a little careful. But you can see that your Q actually lets you go over hills. Some people don't know this and they don't understand how it works. Basically, if you're on the path of the dagger, you can go over the hill, right, for a period of time. And so yeah, you can kind of go up and down, up and down, up and down. Unfortunately, in this clip here, he did end up going off of the dagger, which then pushed him to the low ground. Little unfortunate, but whatever. But yeah, over and over and over again, he's basically just fighting, guys. He's also sitting on often strength treads if he thinks he's gonna get gone on. And yeah, he even bought an Echo Saber. Now, a lot of people go different builds, right? I've seen some people go Midas. I've actually seen people go Vessel. I would say the most common one that I've seen is either just Yasha or Blade Mail. A lot of Blade Mail buyers. In terms of which one you should buy, honestly, it just depends on the game. I would say for Blade Mail, if there's things to reflect, that's good. This game, it's okay. Honestly, he could have won Blade Mail. The specific reason why he went Echo, I'm not exactly sure. Maybe he thinks it's just good. Mana regen, HP, it's not bad, right? Obviously, the item is a Spectre item. People have been buying Echo on Spectre for quite a bit now. It's, once again, certainly not bad, and it does allow you to fight early, and that's why I kind of like it. You need the mana. You like the HP. The problem with the Blade Mail is it doesn't give you mana regen. It doesn't give you mana anymore. It used to give it back in the day. It doesn't anymore. And it doesn't really let you stay alive. It kind of just means that you're going in and killing yourself. It's good for taking stacks and it's pretty decent for taking neutrals because you can activate it and just use the passive. But I'm actually not a huge fan of Blade Mail Spectre. I think it's sort of not that good. I don't hate it if it's like a great Blade Mail game. In that case, fine, right? But for the most part, just being tanky and having items that scale a bit better, in my opinion, are better. Just like being more of an overall right clicker or having an item that gives mana like Echo Saber. We'll see in this fight here, Axe gets really low. Just snipe the kills, guys. Just snipe kills. In and out, right? Uses the ulti, shoots a dagger, shoots another dagger, right? The ulti shoots a dagger, then he shoots another one, drops the urn on the PA, and he's just looking to be annoying. You don't do that much. You're not going to own the team fights. You just want to clean up some low HP hero, and then if the fight keeps going on, keep throwing daggers and keep chasing people down. And yeah, from there he's going to buy Radiance. Reason why? Well, you're tanky, you stay alive for a long time, you kill backliners, and it lets you farm, so it's good. Now on your Radiance timing, something changes a little bit. Basically at this point of the game, you can start dragging camps together with the Radiance effect and farming them that way. Obviously, you still kind of have to use the urn to heal yourself, but it's pretty efficient, right? It's not incredible. Once again, Spectre is not a good farmer, guys. I can't stress this enough. The hero's pretty damn bad at it, but it's just so good at being active and fighting, and that's why its win rate is high. It scales well, and it just creates numbers advantages wherever you are. And people get picked off a lot, right? They just kind of die in stupid areas in pubs all the time. It's just the nature of pubs. Not everyone's going to be on the same page. And so you can see in a clip like this, he's just going to haunt in onto the Primal Beast. All of a sudden, there's 3 heroes here, and they take him out. And honestly, the main thing you want to do in the mid game is look for supports just farming creep waves alone. If they're ever doing this, just kill them. Yes, this PA is a support. I'll repeat it for the 8 billionth time in this video. Just kind of haunts on him, burning him down with the Radiance. Does miss the last hit, which nearly lost him the kill. I think, oh yeah, no, the PA basically got out. And he gets gone on here, which looks kind of bad, but you're a very tanky hero, right? Dispersion essentially gives you 20% damage block, which is a very, very high number, right? It's giving him an extra 400 health, essentially, that reflects all of the damage he takes. So it's just a lot, right? Your hero is very, very tanky. And so initiating like this, kind of starting the fight on a good note by finding some support, dropping them lower, killing them, and then getting gone on is often actually a good way to win the game for your team. You don't have to come in late, especially when you're on Radiance. You can kind of go in, get gone on, and burn people down. And from there, it's still primarily back to lane creeps. Obviously, if there's no lane creeps to farm, you can farm neutrals with Radiance. It's not that slow at this point in the game, but still, it's not the main priority. It's mostly lane creeps, and then when you've pushed out the waves, then you can go back into the jungle. Now in team fights, once again, look for isolated supports. The other thing you can do is follow up stuns. That's not bad as well. They don't have too many stuns on their team, but something like Grip is obviously good. Maybe a Marcy rebound, but mostly Grip this game is what he should look for. However, if this isn't in play, for instance, Bane is dead, well then look for the Grimstroke, right? Find this guy on the backline before he gets his spells off, come in and just literally annihilate him. I mean, look at the damage. So much damage when the W is in play, right? Because no one was close enough to the Grim, so the pure damage comes out and you just start to shred. Then of course he's just going to run forward at this point in the fight and continue to chase them down. And that's what Spectre does. Now at this point in the game, you're going to pick up your Manta style, and if you don't understand why Manta's good on Spectre, there's actually a billion reasons. You can use them to farm at the Radiance. You can dispel a ton of annoying things considering you're not a BKB hero, right? You can get rid of Wyvern Q, Dagger, Spirit Vessel, whatever it is, right? You can dodge Call. It just gives you a lot of options. It even means if Slark goes on him, he can click Manta and avoid Slark from building up Essence as fast as he previously would. So there's just a lot of uses. However, the main use is that when you use Manta, the Mantas get full damage from your Desolate. So if the person is isolated and you click Manta and surround them, they will instantly die, right? As long as they're alone. So that's what you try to do. You find someone alone and you click your Manta. In this clip here, the PA is no longer alone. However, once the Slark is alone, he takes 1 billion damage. And now that Axe is alone, he is going to die very quickly to the auto attacks of the Spectre. And now at this point in the game, if you're behind against Spectre, it's honestly really, really hard to play the game because no matter where you go, no matter where you are, you sort of just die, and Spectre just does so much damage with his net worth, right? Obviously, this game, they're 16k ahead, so everything he does is going to look, better than it previously would have been. But even here, he's actually affected by 10 Essence, which is a lot. You're losing 30 agility. It's pretty rough. But look, once he clicks the Manta, because this guy is isolated, he's just getting ruined by the Spectre. I mean, that's a Primal Beast, guys. That's one of the tankiest heroes in Dota, especially considering they typically buy Heart of Tarask, right? But yeah, funny enough, he actually went back for BKB. I think this is primarily because he was concerned about breaks this game. The enemy team has a PA support. Believe it or not, I know you guys might not have known, but they have a PA support who has a break. They also have a Primal Beast who could go Ags and break her as well. So I guess he just felt that this prevents that from being a problem. I think he also could have gone something like Heart, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it kind of makes sense. I feel like they would have almost no chance of killing him if he goes that this game because he's ahead. So I think that would have made sense. I think he could have just went for something like Bloodthorn. He could have gone Scotty. It's not a good Scotty game, to be fair, right? Typically, Scotty's way better against ranged heroes. So honestly, the BKB is super reasonable. And yeah, that's going to be about all for today's video. In terms of future scaling on items, some of the most important items on the hero are Abyssal Blade and Nullifier. Very often what supports will do to not die solo to you at the beginning of the fight is buy Ghost Scepter. They'll also buy Glimmer Cape, sometimes Yules, Force Staff, right? All of these items all are countered by Nullifier, and so in the late game against these supports, if you're focusing them, you want to be buying Nullifier. If you think it's your job to kill certain cores, maybe like a Death Prophet that you counter, then go Abyssal Blade. These heroes are going to buy BKB, Nullifier does not go through BKB anymore, and as a result, you want to buy Abyssal Blade and lock them down next to your Mantas. If you can find someone isolated, pop your Manta and then Abyssal them, maybe get a Lucky Bash as well, then you're in a really good spot to solo kill cores. So thank you guys so much for watching. Also, keep in mind, Moonshard is a legit late game item on this hero because it works with the Mantas and it works with your passive. All right, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace!
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.